Take 195. Anyway, what's up YouTube? Kevin Wolford123. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to film a pickup video without stuff going wrong. But it always does. Sorry about the light in the background. Got the screen on bright white so you can see, because it's pitch black outside. You can't see anything in here. It's really dark. Hopefully the camera's doing it justice. Long story short, got into retro. Got out of retro because the image wasn't as good as I was enjoying. I'm a bit of a snob with images. I like the best I can get, which is, with CRT, you're okay. With modern TVs, I don't have the room for the CRTs. With modern TVs, they tend to not look so good, retro games. So, the OSSC came out, open source scan converter, which, if you don't know what it is, look it up. Incredible device. Takes 240p signals and just pushes them up to 5 times, and they look HD, they look incredible, and it just basically rekindled my love for retro, and now I can enjoy it in HD quality on all my systems. It's a bit addictive because you start modding stuff, which I'm going to do a video. I've got many systems I've picked up, and I've got one more system that's away getting RGB modded, and then when that's back, I will be doing a video basically over all my systems of what mods I've got, just to show what I've got, and it might be interesting, might be boring, you never know. But anyway, this is the Sega Saturn video. So I've got my games here. Harry's upstairs because he keeps jumping on the games when I'm recording, so this is why there's so many takes. So I've put him upstairs with his toy, and he's just sitting there for a bit, 10 minutes. He's not making any noise, which is good, or it could be bad if he's eating something. But we should be okay. I bought a Sega Saturn Mark 1. My friend modded it for me. And ever since I knew about the Sega Saturn, there's always been one system that I've loved. And it's the Skeleton Saturn. It's basically a see-through edition. Not see-through, like transparent edition, where you can see some of the workings inside. And I just fell in love with that. So at one point I was like, I'm going to get one. And then, out of the blue, my friend Beth Bear gifted me one. She bought me one because I was having a hard time at the time, and she just felt that I deserved it, and I don't think I did deserve it, personally. I'm not worthy to get gifts like that. But I was blown away, and so it was boxed. Here's the box. This is the Skeleton Saturn box. Nothing too fancy on the box. You just see the picture of it there. Just says Sega Saturn, of course. Standard box, but here is the system. A little bit of dust on it. Got to get the dust off. And that's the Skeleton Saturn. And as you can see, it's a see-through variant. I've got a disc in there at the moment. That's just a backup of Street Fighter 03, because if you know Street Fighters, that game is like £190. One day, maybe I'll get it, but for now, as you can see through. The pad's the same as well, which is cool. You can see like the motherboard inside. It just looks the nuts. Now this system is special because it's a PAL insides. So I've got the Japanese insides of that one in another system. This one's got the PAL insides with 50-60 Hz mod, region switching, and a mod chip. And basically it will play anything you throw at it from any region, and backups as well. And it's just perfect. It's flawless. It's so good. And I'm going to show you the Saturn games I've got now, which I've been picking up over the last probably 8 or 9 months. There's quite a few, so I'm going to go through them. I'm going to go through the first one. So we've got Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. That game is incredible. Really, really fun. If you like the Capcom fighting series of Street Fighter, then this will just blow you away. It is so much fun. The graphics, the gameplay, the music especially is incredible on it. These are in no order, by the way. I got Street Racer. I got this in a bundle. This worked out really cheap. It was like, I'm not sure exactly on the price. I think it's worth about 30. Ended up costing like 10, 15. So it's not too bad because it was in a bundle. We have Bulk Slash. That game there is one of the best games on the Japanese Saturn. The only issue you find with Bulk Slash, and this happens with pretty much all the copies, is the inlay, this bit here. You don't want to crack the case because the inlay is stuck to the plastic of the case. And you probably won't make it out if I show you it. But yeah, they stick. Basically, they put them in straight off the print, I think. and as they stuck them in, they stuck to the case. And it seems to happen with all of these bulk slashes. So, yeah, this is a mech third-person, like, shoot 'em up. You're flying around. Really cool. Controls, graphics, everything, music, everything's so good. Definitely a recommended one. I think it's quite an expensive one, though, like £70. But I'd say it's probably one of the best games on the Saturn, especially Japanese Saturn. But yeah, watch out for the things. If you've got a cracked case and it's stuck to the inside, it's going to look ugly, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's cracked. We have a Galaxy Fight. This is I think it's an SNK Sunsoft game. This was on the Neo Geo as well. I got this after someone gave me a recommendation, and it wasn't expensive, but I can see why, because it's not actually that great. As a fighter, I didn't really enjoy it. Maybe I'm just crap at it, but we have Fatal Fury 3. I'm hoping these are showing up and that TV isn't just totally blinding it. Fatal Fury 3. I got this because I love the Fatal Fury series. I never really got into SNK games on any platform, if I'm honest. I played probably Fatal Fury back in the day on the Mega Drive, and never really touched it again. I was always into Street Fighter, but I'm glad I did get into SNK. Fatal Fury 3 on the Saturn it's not good. Everything's great apart from the frame rate. It runs at about 10-15 frames per second when you're fighting, which is an absolute shocking speed. It's so unplayable. We've got X-Men vs Street Fighter. This game, hands down, is one of the best, if not the best fighter on the Saturn. It's missing the back cover because this one is a big box variant, and any of the big box variants you usually find don't have the rear cover because the rear's on the box. The box is tidy. I'd say good 8 out of 10. Pretty nice. And it comes with a RAM expansion pack. But yes, that game is hands down the best fighter, I think, on the Saturn. We have King of Fighters 97. I really enjoy this one. Not much to say about it. King of Fighters games, there's only certain ones have got a few aspects that are better than the others. I do like this one as a fighter, so I can recommend it definitely. I have Street Fighter Collection. This is very expensive in the PAL territory. I'm sure it's like £180, something stupid like that. But in Japan, it's like £20. And yeah, you get Street Fighter Alpha 2, 02 it's called in Japan. And you get like the Street Fighter 2 X, I think, and Turbo. I'm going to get it wrong, aren't I? But yeah, 2 discs, and they're all great games that are on that and included. I've also got King of Fighters 96. Not a bad King of Fighters game. This is another boxed one, big box. This one, fairly reasonable in price, like £20, I think. Not a bad game. Nothing stands out that it's incredible, but it's pretty good for what it is. And going from another big box to another one, King of Fighters 95. This game whoops my ass. I'm okay at fighters, and this game just absolutely hands me my ass. It's brutal. It's like the difficulty, you've got 1 to 8. If you put it on 1, you get whooped. You put it on 8, you still get whooped. It doesn't matter what you put it on, you just get absolutely destroyed. Very difficult, probably not recommended for novices. We have Cyberbots, which you're wondering what, probably most people, if you're not into Japanese Saturn, you're wondering what that is. Cyberbots is a Capcom fighting game. It's Street Fighter-esque with gameplay and abilities, Hadoukens and things like that, but with mechs. And this is one of the best fighters as well. About 20 quid for it. Definitely worth the money. It just plays so well. The graphics are incredible. The music's incredible. The story would be great, but you can't understand it because it's Japanese. But you enjoy the game. It's just so good. Definitely recommended. If you haven't got it, get it. It's worth getting a Saturn alone just for that. We have the game Tengoku, which is Game Paradise. This game here is a shoot 'em up, a shmup. Basically, you're in an arcade and you get sucked into the machine and you play through various arcade games like racing games, shooting games. You even go for a Sega Saturn with bonus levels on it. It's very cool. Quite a quick and easy game. If you put it on easy, that is. If you put it on a hard difficulty, it can hand you your ass as well. Definitely worth getting. About 40 quid to get one of these copies. It's It's definitely worth grabbing though if you're into your shoot 'em ups. I've got Nights into Dreams. Everyone knows about Nights. The Japanese one's just as good as the PAL one, and it's dirt cheap. I've got Police Noughts, but this is actually a reproduction. Very nicely done. The discs are all nice. The case looks incredible, and it was like £7 on Etsy. Bargain, and you get to play it obviously in English, which is, without playing it, if you own the Japanese one, you ain't gonna understand what's going on. We have Fighters Megamix. I love this game back in the day. It was very nostalgic, and I got this from my friend Simon Locke. He sent me it as a little treat, and yeah, it's a cool game, pretty cheap. Got some weird characters in it, but definitely a strange one. We have Waku Waku 7. This one is something that I'm looking to get on the Neo Geo. This game is great on the Saturn. Does have some slowdown problems. I know Neo Geo has slowdowns as well. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. But the Saturn one does have some quite chugging moments with larger characters. Especially the end boss. At the end, he grows massive. Excuse me, I'm going to have to blow my nose. He grows massive. He basically gets to the size of the screen. And then you do the same thing. And because you do that, the whole game really slows down and punches like you're in treacle. But yeah, cool game. Definitely worth picking up. I don't actually know what this game's called. Is it? Oh, there you go. Samurai Spirits Best Collection. This is Samurai Spirits 3 and 4. On the Neo Geo, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But on the Saturn, you only had 3 and 4. And I was looking at getting both games separate, but I found this for a good price from Japan. And it's got 3 and 4 on it. 3 and 4 are good games. 4 is my favourite probably out of this set. But yeah, if you can pick this up cheap, it's definitely cheaper than buying the separate games. We've done that one. We have Clockwork Knight, which I got at a gaming event. Again, another cheap game. I think it was like £8. I liked the game back in the day. Can't understand the English, but I've played it before. The story's not exactly great. It's basically save the princess, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's a decent game. For £8, grab it. We've got Fighting Vipers, which I also got at the event. I need to do one basically for the event. It makes more sense. This was cheap as well. Same sort of thing as Fighters Megamix, but in Fighting Vipers, you fight, and as you punch them, you punch their armor off, it explodes, and then the character gets a lot more damage taken. Cheap game, worth picking up. This is great. This is Fatal Fury Special, but it's called Real Bout Special in Japan. This one, I think Fatal Fury 97, Fatal Fury 97 is English. It's got English text. I'm not sure about Real Bout Special. It might be English. I can't remember off the top of my head. Some games do come out in English, even if they're in Japan. This one is just one of my favourites. Fatal Fury Special is just really good. The music's great. The graphics are great. The gameplay's fantastic. There's no fault at all in this. And this port of it for the Saturn is hands down one of the best. Definitely worth grabbing. I've got Christmas Nights. Haven't played it yet. I got it at the event because I got Nights, and I thought, you know what, I'll grab the Christmas one because in Japan they actually got an actual box and case with all the paperwork, whereas in England I think it was just a demo disc or something. It wasn't like a main one. We have a pinball game which I got in a bundle. This is called Necronomicon. It's made by, I think the music's done by Dream Theater. If you know who they are, if you don't, look it up. If you don't know this game, look up the music soundtrack on YouTube. Necronomicon. It's just really, the music is what makes this game. The pinball game is okay, but the music is what makes this game amazing. Next one, we have Astal. It's actually called, oh wow, I'm gonna go for it. Kisyus Yu Densetsu Astu. Yeah, I'm not. Excuse me, coronavirus. I'm joking. Astal platformer, very expensive. I think if you buy it from USA, I think it came out in USA and Japan. Very expensive. Cool. I like it in Japanese because the voice acting's better. I think the game is very enjoyable. The graphics are great. It's just a cool character. He's got this little bird that follows him, and he can use it to do attacks and pick up health and stuff. Very cool. And cheaper on this, on the Japanese one, a lot cheaper than buying the American one. And the American one's just got some extra voice acting, of course, because you understand what they're saying. But the game I completed on this, very good. Oh man, it's so cold in it, that's why I'm sneezing. We have Shenryu. This is a shmup, about 70, 80 pounds, maybe even 90 pounds. Quite sought after in the community. Very cool. It has a Tate mode as well as standard, and it's just a good shoot 'em up. Got some good music. The music's hit and miss. Like some levels it's like really rocking, sounds great. Others it's not so great. But the game is tough. I've made it to the final stage probably like 3 times, and I just get my ass handed to me. It's very cool though. Very cool indeed. Right, I'll go again. Sorry about that, to blow my nose. We have Street Fighter 02. This is the one that's on the Street Fighter collection, but this is like the standalone one. But the other one's Street Fighter 02 Dash. I actually prefer 02 to 02 Dash. Very cheap game. If you're looking for a Street Fighter game, grab this one. Incredible. One of the best fighters on the system. And dirt cheap. We have Pocket Fighter. Pocket Fighter is Street Fighter, some other Capcom characters, but they are tiny, like chibi characters. Is that the word? Chibi? Yeah, they're small characters, wacky moves, hitting them with shovels and umbrellas and things. It's just crazy. And as you collect the gems that come out, it's called Gem Fighter, I think, on the PlayStation. As the gems come out, you collect them, power up your abilities, and you can do massive Hadoukens and things. Very cool. Getting higher in price now. I think it's like 40, but definitely worth grabbing. It's good fun if you like Street Fighter series. We have X-Men Children of the Atom. This one was a nightmare to get. I bought it off a guy on Facebook, and he said, I've sent it, and nothing turned up, and I was waiting ages for it. Nothing after 2 weeks. I was like, mate, I've got nothing. He's like, how do I know you haven't stolen it? And I'm like, mate, I'm not going to steal it. And I was like, how did you send it? And he said, I sent it in the post with a stamp. So he put this in with a second-class stamp in the letterbox, and it's too heavy. The weight of this is too heavy for a second-class stamp. You need to be more value. What's the word? You have to up the postage cost. It's not enough to cover it. So I'm like, mate, I'm sure Royal Mail have claimed this, and he's like, well, I think you've nicked it. And he was really funny about it, and I was like, mate, it really got weird. It was weird for me and Pete on a retro tip. He bought a game as well. His was weird as well. The case arrived, it was smashed to bits. When it did arrive, I had a card in the post saying, you owe like £1 extra delivery fees. And I paid that, and then they delivered the game. But it took over 2 weeks. And then he was like, I'm so sorry, because obviously he's calling me out. He's like saying I'm lying. But I got the card and showed him it, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, it was my mistake. And I'm like, you can't just chuck things in the letterbox. Who's going to check? I mean, this game was like £20. Who's going to chuck a £20 game in the letterbox with like a 20p or like 50p stamp or whatever they are? Madness. Anyway, that game, okay, not a bad game, not incredible, but it's not too bad. But that's that little story. We have Street Fighter 0. Obviously I had 02, now we've got 0. 0 is fantastic as well, one of the best fighters. Artwork on that is a bit iffy. Yeah, looks a bit, it's not the best. But I had this on I actually had this one, I think, on, was it the SNES? Maybe it was the SNES or the PS1. Great game, flawless, cheap and flawless, great. We have Vampire Hunter. I think this is the first one. No, it's not. It's the second one, I think. Vampire Hunter is the second one. Darkstalkers, it's known as, in the UK, USA. Cool game. Not my favourite. It's okay. There's better ones. We have Golden Axe to Duel, which good old Wooly Weeble on YouTube hooked me up with. He found some good games. A couple of these from Duncan anyway. Wooly Weeble. He found a bundle in a charity shop of all places of games that I'm after, and he bought them for me and sent them on. Great. Golden Axe graphics are incredible. Gameplay not so good, but still enjoyable. It's not too bad. Now this game, this is awesome. This is Vampire Savior. This is Darkstalkers 3, I think. Just a little tip. If you need to get one of them and you can only get one, get this one. It's fantastic. The controls are much better. The gameplay's much better. Also, if you buy the Japanese one, go down to the options, hold L and R and press start. It'll bring up a secret menu. You can set it to English. You can play this game fully in English, and it's incredible. Really good game. I just can't fault that at all. It's really good. A really good game. We have Marvel Superheroes. This is also on the PAL Saturn. I think about 70 quid. On Japanese, it's a lot cheaper. It's an okay game. The problem with it is it does have slowdown. Compared to all the other fighting games, it's got a lot of slowdown. If you play with a RAM cart, you get the extra animations, the characters' hands move and stuff. But the game's just got slowdown, and it really ruins the experience. But it's still a cool game. Just, it's not the greatest. We have Parodius. If you know the Parodius series, this is the last one I think they released. Oh, no, this is Sexy Parodius, sorry. Sexy Parodius, weird name. Got some crazy stuff in that. Yeah, definitely worth picking up any of the Parodius games. All the Japanese ones are great. Sexy Parodius is one of the best, though, if not the best on it. We have, this is the other one I was talking about. This is Parodius Forever With You. I've got a lot more characters in this one. Very cool. Graphics are cool. Music's always fun and wacky. Gameplay's crazy. You've got some sort of challenges to do on this one, like collecting coins and things, I think. Like it'll be like go into the level and collect 100 coins and things like that while fighting as well. It's quite challenging, but a very cool game. The Parodius series, you can't go wrong. And then there's the first one of them. This is the Parodius Deluxe Pack, known as Parodius Da. Is that it? It's 2 Parodius games in one. The one that's like on the NES and SNES, and then like a remake one with extra stuff in it. Another game. They're creeping up in value, but the Parodius games are fantastic. We have Dynamite Deku, is it? Deka? Dynamite Deka. I'm rubbish at Japanese. Known as Die Hard Arcade. The box art on this is fantastic. Very good. You got like the Bruce Willis character on the front, whereas they scrapped it for the UK one. Creeping up in value. If you buy this one and play it on a UK or American system, it will play in English. If you've got like a action replay or whatever, it will play in English. So don't waste your money on the English one. Get the Japanese one, play it on the UK or the American system, and it will play in English, and you win everything at life. Hang on. Oh, right, sorry. Getting confused with the titles here. This is Daytona Twinbee Yahoo Deluxe Pack. This is Pop and Twinbee, if you've heard of that game. I don't know if you can see it. I'm hoping you can see these. This game is fantastic, really good fun. I think it's 2 Twinbee games. It's 2 Twinbee games. If you like Twinbee games, you'll love this. It's fantastic, really good fun, really enjoyable. And the last game I've got, which is a reproduction, is Linkle Live a Story. Strange name. This was just like a reproduction. I wanted to play it. They did a ROM translation, and I thought, you know what? I will grab that. But that's all my Saturn games at this moment in time. Of course, the list is endless. I want to get loads of games, but so many games are so expensive. So many cool games are so expensive, and it's just really hard to achieve. Yeah, people that go for full sets will be crying at some of the Japanese prices as well, because obviously the Japanese games have exclusives, and some of the best games, if not the best games on the Saturn, are in Japan. So yeah, but all of those are pretty reasonable. I think the most expensive one is probably like £80 or £90, and most of them average at about 20 to 40. So definitely, if you're looking into Saturn, Japan is the way to go. It's just so much better. The games play better, they look better, they sound better, and they have games that we don't have, which are amazing, like just really good. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if it was a bit boring. I know pickup videos aren't as interesting as possible, but yeah, I try. And there'll be some more videos soon, hopefully. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.